In this video, we're working on reviewing how to find unit rate from a table, and then we're also reviewing how to divide decimals. First, I'm going to start by labeling the table with X and Y. Remember, in this type of table, the X values are on the left and the Y values are on the right. And then I'm going to record the unit rate formula. The unit rate formula is K equals Y divided by X. K is the unit rate, the constant of proportionality. And I'm going to just pick a point. The Y value is the 273.6, and the X value is the -5. Remember that the denominator goes on the outside and the numerator goes on the inside. And I don't concern myself with the negatives right now. So you'll notice that I didn't write the 5 as negative, even though the denominator originally is negative. We'll worry about that later. So now you need to check this number on the outside. I don't see a decimal that needs to be moved. You're allowed to have a decimal on the inside, so this is already ready to go. So I can go ahead and see how many times 5 goes into 2. So we'll start with that. 5 goes into 2 0 times. 5 goes into 27 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. I subtract. 7 minus 5 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. I bring down the 3. You have to bring down a number before you can ask the question again. Now I can ask the question, how many times does 5 go into 23? Well, that's 4 times, and I should have already brought that decimal up. 5 times 4 is 20. I subtract. I get 3. I can't go any further until I bring a number down. Now I can ask, how many times does 5 go into 36? Well, 5 times 7 is 35. And I subtract. I'm out of room, so I'm going to move this up a little bit. And I'm going to move over to a new color. All right, I get a 1, and then I add a 0 and bring it down. 5 goes into 10 2 times. 5 times 2 is 10. We get a remainder of 0, and there's nothing else to bring down. And now I need to decide if this is going to be a negative or a positive 54.72. So I look back at the original problem, and I'm taking a positive number and dividing it by a negative number. Unlike signs, we get a negative. So the unit rate is negative 54.72, and then I'll start writing the equation. So the equation looks like this, y equals kx, and then we replace k with what k is equal to. So k is equal to negative 54.72. And then I'm also going to replace the x with what this problem labels x as. So they label x in this problem as actually f. So x became f. And then instead of y, they're using g. So I'm going to replace y with g. So my equation ends up being g equals negative 54.72f. And I'm actually going to go ahead and type that because that looks pretty messy. So let me erase that. And then I'll type g equals negative 54.72f, like that. Make sure you can see that. So I've written my unit rate, negative 54.72. I've written my equation, g equals negative 54.72f. So we have completed this problem.